Hey everyone, what's up? This is Uri for Guerrilla Poker. I'm gonna review a cool high-stakes hand between Llinus and Micheal Addamo. And before we get into it, I wanted to respond because some of the people viewing my channel have voiced concerns regarding my posture as I'm filming this. And I wanted to tell you guys, it's not as bad as it looks. We have some things with the camera angle, which I have to get around to fixing at some point. But I'm not, my neck isn't like this. This is me actually being straight. There's something just about the camera angle. It's a bit, yeah, it's not something we need to take care of. But yeah, be that as it may, exciting hand between Llinus and Addamo. This hand is not full stacked. It's at a table with antes and also a multi-way hand. I think the recreational is in the big blind, so all the ranges are a bit off, so we're not going to use a solver, but still a very interesting hand. But yeah. Micheal Addamo opens from middle position, and Llinus calls from the button, and Bitcoin 200k, who I don't know, I generally assume people I don't know are recreationals, he might not be for what it's worth, calls from the big blind, and we take a flop of Jack of Hearts, Deuce of Diamonds, Five of Diamonds. Now, three-way flop, so how should this board work? First of all, we think about how the board hits each of the ranges, and big blind should have by far the widest and weakest range, so he should just be checking unless it super smashes him, which this doesn't, so he checks. And now between Addamo and Llinus, this board actually hits Llinus more, because Llinus's range is a bit more condensed. So it has a higher percentage of pocket pairs, and that means also a higher percentage of suited hands. And that just means, given the stack depth, Llinus is supposed to have more of the betting lead than Micheal. Micheal can still probably bet a little bit. So yeah, Micheal checks, everything standard so far, and Llinus takes a very small stab at it. And what this very small stab does multi-way is it puts the big blind in a kind of sandwich where he's getting a great price, but there's a player behind him, and the player behind him might squeeze, so it kind of leverages the fact that you're multi-way to bet small the first time. Very cool bet by Llinus. Bitcoin 200k falls, and Addamo makes roughly pot-sized check raise, maybe a bit less. Which on Jack of Hearts, Deuce of Diamonds, Five of Diamonds, you know, we're assuming top pair, top kicker, or over pairs for value. Draws are easy to see. Flush draws the easiest one. You have Ace 3, Ace 4, King Queen of Hearts. Sometimes you go with Ace 5 for a set blocker, all sorts of hands there. Llinus decides to click it back, which is, we'll talk about that in a second, and Addamo calls. Now, why does Llinus click it back? What does this mean? Basically, I think the idea is that whereas the check raise range might have over pairs, Llinus is the one with sets, so he still gets to kind of fire another re-raise in terms of who has the nuttiest hands in his range. And this allows him to put some pressure, some extra pressure on Addamo's draws and backdoor draws. So once he does this, Addamo has a rough spot with something like Ace 3 of Spades or King Queen of Hearts. Flush draws continue, over pairs continue, they're drawing to the top set, and yeah, we take a turn card. Ace of Diamonds on the turn, this should favor Addamo's range by quite a lot. I wouldn't be shocked if he even gets the donk bet, because pocket aces improve and all his flush draws improve, and he should, after the flop 3-bet, I think he still has aces and flush draws, whereas Llinus should be a bit more polarized and just have less flush draws in his range at this point. So yeah, goes check check, River Queen of Clubs, another good card for Addamo because now Pocket Queens improves for him as well, and Addamo checks a third time, so really super good run out for his range. I imagine if he had something to bluff with, he would bluff, but what do you bluff here as Addamo? Are you bluffing with Ace 3 of Hearts? Pocket Kings? It's tough to actually even find which hand check raised, call the 3-bet, and now needs to bluff. It's tough to find bluffs, honestly. Like, very unique run out. Try to pause the video and think what should he bluff with? And these kind of spots were Addamo to bet, and let's say Llinus has deuces. Should Llinus call the bet with deuces? Like, what's he beating? What's Addamo bluffing with? It's an interesting spot. But yeah, he checks. Llinus goes into the tank, goes all in for 1.5x pot more or less, and gets snap called by the nuts. Addamo trapped him with king of diamonds, 6 of diamonds. So pre-flop from Addamo makes sense. Check raise is a nice, it's a flush draw, but one with a backdoor straight draw and an overcard. So nice hand to check raise, calls the 3-bet, and then decides to use the hand as a trap. Very sneaky. Something you're supposed to do sometimes, I guess, unless you bet your full range on the river, which maybe you do. And Llinus shows up with a very cheeky hand, 5 of spades, 3 of spades. Loose pre-flop, definitely on the looser side, but there's ante. Flop step makes sense. Calling the flop, check raise, probably makes sense. And the reason I qualify this with probably is that Llinus bet into 2 people, so his c-betting range starts out as tighter, but this hand probably calls. He doesn't bluff the turn. Like I said, terrible card for his range. I can definitely get behind that. And then once he gets to the river, he decides he does want to fire a bluff. I can't blame him. He's certainly never winning. Addamo makes it look like he just has pocket kings or ace-x. I'm not sure. Llinus is credibly repping a lot of value hands. I'm not sure he would actually shove a set here, or check a set on the turn for that matter. But it's kind of a Wild West hand since it starts 3-way, and with a check raise I think keeping track of ranges is a bit tough. But yeah, Llinus got his hand caught in the cookie jar for once. I think well played hand by both. Very interesting, unique spot, so it's tough to compare to a solver. But yeah, nice trap and gets paid off. Pick the right player to trap against. And yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.